They have not lost a distance event in Penn Relays in 2 years.
Yeah, you know, I think they're excited about it. They're competitive athletes. I spoke with Gina Procaccio, the coach, and who was my coach a few days ago, and she said, you know, we're here to come back and do what we do. This is Penn Relays. They know it's big for them. They've been thinking about it. But one thing they've done different this year is they went out to Stanford last week and ran some races. And so, you know, we haven't ever really done that. We never really traveled the week before. So she said, I'm not sure how that'll play out, but they don't have to travel coming here like a lot of the other athletes did. And there are a lot of the same athletes out at that Stanford meet that are on the different teams. So I think that'll be interesting, but they've been running well. They have a really good squad, but they're out a couple names that they didn't have last year.
We go 1,200, 400, 800, and 1,600. Yeah, they've graduated Shifra Cleary-Bootner, who was the MVP for the Wildcats those last 2 Penn Relays. They're 2 years removed now from the all-time winningest relays runner, Angel Picarillo, but they still have a great squad. They'll be anchored by Nicole Hutchinson, the senior, who's been on all 6 relay-winning teams the last 2 years. Villanova the favorites, but this is going to be a very tough race for the Wildcats. Indiana was 8th at NCAAs. They'll wrap up with Catherine Reservoir. Wisconsin was 9th at the NCAAs. Notre Dame ran the 20th fastest time in the country this year. They have Jessica Harris coming off an NCAA leading 1,500 time. Virginia Tech ran 11 flat indoors. They were 10th at NCAAs, and oh yeah, Penn State sends out Danae Rivers to anchor, and they've also increased their 400 speed with the outstanding freshman Alexis Holmes. So this will be a really good race, and so often you see it in the DMR, it bunches early, and it really comes down to that 1,600 runner in the end.
Yeah, you know, I mean, so many times when you see the DMR, you realize you have to basically have your best closer, like you say. You have to have somebody that isn't afraid to come back from behind or to hold the lead as the anchor leg. But the 1,200 meter leg really is to get your baton to your 400 meter runner right there in the lead so they can maintain, get it to the 800 meter leg, and then get your anchor. So we already had a little mishap.
Yeah, Princeton lost their baton in some traffic, had to pick it back up, so Princeton has fallen behind. The Tigers were starting with Anna Giroux. At the front through the first 400 of this race, Villanova was right there with Taryn O'Neill. Virginia Tech and Rachel Podkrotsky there in that spot as well, and we also saw Maryland and Pittsburgh in top 4 spots. And Villanova will be anchored by Nicole Hutchinson. Indiana, Catherine Reservoir. Notre Dame, Kelsey Harris. This is just a really deep group, top to bottom. Jessica Harris for Notre Dame has run the best 1,500 time this year, but you look at pedigree, and really the top 5 or 6 teams have very comparable runners running that 1,600 leg at the end, Carrie.
Yeah, there's just a lot happening right now in this race. I think Villanova just went down, came back up on that turn, and I believe that's Carolyn Corda from Villanova. She's a 10,000 meter specialist, but has such great range that Gina Procaccio said, we got to put her in it. So they're hoping that she can just maintain, but came back up from having to get back up off the ground. They're just so packed up right now, bunched up right now in this pack that it's tough for them.
Penn has moved into the lead, and they are an exciting team to watch. Nia Akins has become one of the best runners in the country at middle distances. She's an 800 specialist, but she can run the 16 if needed. They also have a very strong middle distance runner in Maddie Valaba, and their 400 leg will be run by Uchechi Nwogu, who is the Ivy champion in the 400. So Penn accelerating on this second lap of 3. Villanova just hanging around, but they're all the way back to 9th place now. Keep your eye on that as Penn continues to stretch its lead. This would be huge for the Quakers to start off a week that they're very excited about with their deep team. With a win, they're getting put in perfect positioning at this point.
Well, you talked about all 3 of those ladies from Penn. They're all the school record holders right now for the 4, the 8, and the 1,500. So the DMR is probably their strongest event right now.
Here they go at the handoff. Penn's got it out to Uchechi Nwogu, who is the 400 record holder and the Ivy champion in the 400. Indiana's still hanging around. They get it off to Natalie Price, who is a speedster over 400 meters as well. She's a top 50 time in the country this year of 52.66. Virginia's there, Wisconsin's there. Villanova with serious work to do. They're all the way back in 10th place at this point as they look to keep their run of dominance going. But again, they just need to give Rachel MacArthur a shot to close things out, or Nicole Hutchinson, who will anchor at the end. That's speed at the backside. Penn State also with work to do. They have Danae Rivers at the end, but right now they're only in 8th position. Wowogu does her job. She holds it off, and now we move to the 800 section for Penn. Quakers way out in front. Indiana into 2nd. 3rd place currently occupied by Richmond. The Spiders would be a surprise as they've moved up into a good spot.
This is huge right now for Penn. They are out here at their home, on their home track. They are doing what they want to do. They're going to have the crowd behind them. Right now, they look like they're in position to do some pretty big things tonight. I mean, this is a great lead for them right now.
Villanova, though, has gotten it to its 2 hammers at the backside. They'll end with Rachel MacArthur and Nicole Hutchinson. Their top 2 runners who have won a lot of Penn relay wheels as they try to work their way in. MacArthur's already gotten them back up to 6th, but Penn way out in front. Quakers started with Nia Akins, then Uchechi Nwogu. This is Melissa Tanaka, and then they'll end with Maddie Valaba for Penn, one of the Ivy League's top runners over 1,500. Richmond up into 2nd place. They've taken over Indiana and Mallory Molzer with Catherine Reservoir waiting. Virginia Tech churning and burning. Shannon Quinn running the 3rd leg. Rachel Pokrotsky waits for Virginia Tech. Pokrotsky, the ACC champion and 6th at NCAAs in the mile indoors. So there is a lot of race left to be run out there in this DMR Championship of America presented by Core Power.
Indiana having an 9th place finish, 8th place, at the NCAA indoors. They were 5th here last year. You know they're a little bit hungry to come back and do some damage, and they look great today. But Rachel MacArthur in 4th place from Villanova there. This is her 4th race of the season. She's already run 2:04 outdoors. I think she's run 2:06 outdoors, but a 4:14, 1,500 meters. She's very strong, but does she have enough to get them a little bit closer for the anchor?
Yeah, wants to give Nicole Hutchinson a shot. Penn makes that final handoff, and they lean on Maddie Valaba, one of the top runners in the Ivy League. Valaba has a comfortable lead. Richmond in 2nd, Indiana in 3rd, and they're sending out Catherine Reservoir, who anchored this squad to 8th at NCAAs. She's run a 4:41 mile, a 4:16 1,500, the Big Ten champion over 5,000 meters, and then it's Villanova back in 4th. Now, Nicole Hutchinson has won a lot of races in her career, but this is a huge ask. She is coming from nearly 50 meters behind Valaba. That's an enormous ask for a 6-time relay winner, the Big East champion in the indoor mile.
Yeah, and right now I think Hutch needs to kind of put the move on it. I think she needs to get up there and try and hold on, try and see what she can do. She's very competitive. That's the one word that Gina said about her, is that she's competitive. But right now I don't see her attacking. I don't see her trying to really close on Indiana, and to me, I'm surprised about that.
Well, Maddie Valaba's had a great career at Penn. This could be a crowning achievement. She's run 4:16.83. She still has a comfortable margin out in front. Richmond still running in 2nd, Indiana in 3rd. You mentioned this might be the event they feel best about, but they're going to be contenders in the sprint medley with Nwogu and Nia Akins, one of the top 800 runners, capping them off. They're going to be contenders in the 4x8 when you add Akins and Valaba, 2 top-tier 800 runners. And though it's a big ask to stretch out some of their shorter distance runners, they will not pack it in the 4x15 either. This is the deepest team the Penn women have brought to Penn relays in a long time, and they are proving it in the very early going.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for them, this is really big. They're running really well. They have, like we said, all school record holders on this race, in this race right now. And they want to kind of start it off in style, right? This is the first time they're out on their track. They're running the DMR, and they look great right now.
Indiana moving into 2nd with Reservoir. Richmond in 3rd, and then there's that big chase pack, but they're so far behind. 2 laps to go for the Quakers and Maddie Valaba. Rock solid, steady. She has that huge corner of Penn fans that she runs by each time she passes the start-finish line. Reservoir comfortably in 2nd for Indiana. They'll be real contenders in the 4x1500. Notre Dame moving up into 4th place with the Superstar Jessica Harris, who's run an NCAA leading 4:13 over 1500 this year.
Notre Dame second here last year, third in 2017. You know, they're probably a little bit surprised as well, but here they're starting to make the move. They're really the ones that are pulling this second pack now up into second position.
And remember, for Penn, it all started on that first leg, the 1200. They sent out Nia Akins, who's top 10 in the 800 in the NCAA this year, and she just blasted it open. And then you want to talk about what adrenaline can do. Uchechi Nwogwu, who's the Ivy League champ, followed up with a 52-second 400 meters. So that's how Penn built that big lead, and it's allowed first the 800 leg to be run really well by Tanaka, and now Villalba, with the bell coming, still holding a 50-meter lead. Notre Dame in second, Georgetown in third, and Villanova in fourth.
7 seconds down from Penn is what this second pack is right now.
With just one lap to go, the Quakers are on their way to what would be a huge win for them at home. You know, they had that quiet confidence coming in, and now Maddie Villalba trying to hold on. It looks like the piano's starting to creep up on her back a bit as Jessica Harris is coming for Notre Dame.
They're moving.
Harris leading the charge for the Fighting Irish. Josette Norris, the top runner for Georgetown's there in third. And Nicole Hutchinson from Villanova in fourth. Inside of 100 meters to go for Penn and Maddie Villalba. Crowd here on its feet. It's a home meet for the Quakers. In the College Distance Medley Relay Championship of America presented by Core Power, Maddie Villalba seals the deal. Penn wins the distance medley relay. Akins, Nwogwu, Tanaka, and Villalba earn a wheel for the Quakers.
What a race. What a way to start off their weekend.
Notre Dame takes second. How about a 4:28 1600 for Harris? Villanova third. Their run of 6 straight distance wins ends. Georgetown fourth and Indiana fifth. It was just consistency for Penn. Akins went 3:22. Nwogwu 52 seconds in the 400. Tanaka 2:07 800.